The grandstand for the Royal Military Tattoo in Edinburgh looks like a permanent structure, but in fact it's only temporary. The stand is 20 metres high. Every summer the esplanade in front of Edinburgh Castle becomes a venue for the Military Music Festival. This year, for the first time, the Swiss company Nüssli has put together a grandstand from prefabricated elements rather than welding individual steel tubes together.
The
stand consists of a large number of individual parts that can be easily transported and assembled with a crane. The rooms you see up there are modular units. They're like big boxes that can be lined up beside each other.
This building block principle not only saves money, it also makes it possible to provide greater comfort, for example, with an elevator. Queen Elizabeth II has attended the famous festival, and this year, actors such as Hugh Grant and Sean Connery will have the best view of the tattoo from the VIP area. Time played a key role when constructing the grandstand.
We aim to minimise the time we're on the esplanade, so being able to build this stadium in as short a time period as possible was the single biggest challenge for us.
The project began with a 3D computer model. The esplanade in front of Edinburgh Castle is narrow and steep. The Swiss engineers had to take that into account. The €20 million stand consists of 850 tonnes of steel and 100 tonnes of aluminium. Since most of the parts were prefabricated, construction time is reduced from 3 months to just 6 weeks. A few seats still need to be installed, but then the stand will be finished.
It was very challenging logistically because we have very little space at our disposal. The castle attracts lots of visitors, on a good Saturday between 15 and 20,000. This flow of visitors needs room to move, and with so little space, that's very demanding.
At the edge of the esplanade, the ground plunges down 10 metres. Unusual situations demand unusual measures. The monuments lining the esplanade were simply built over. The Nüssli company has years of experience building temporary structures.
We build any kind of temporary structure imaginable. That's what we offer. We also provide ice stadiums and bobsled channels and ski jumps. We build pretty much any temporary construction.
And that includes a complete soccer stadium with roof and floodlights. Fortuna Düsseldorf Stadium was occupied for several weeks by the 2011 Eurovision Song Contest, so Nüssli provided a substitute. It took 2 months to build. Some of the elements had been used in other stadiums. The Swiss company also built a mini version of the Olympic Stadium in front of the Reichstag in Berlin for the 2006 Football World Cup. Other companies also built temporary structures. The German company Lichtgitter expanded several stadiums for the European Soccer Championships in 2008, like this one here in Innsbruck. The upper tier is now part of a stadium in Russia.
Building temporary facilities has its own fascination. You aren't building for eternity, but for emotion, for the occasion, for an event.
The grandstand in Edinburgh will be dismantled in September. Then the elements will be stored to be used again next summer. The organisers aren't worried that taste or safety standards might change over the years.
The stands have been designed to try and future-proof as much as possible to make sure we can account for any legislation or changes. So what you have here is a state-of-the-art stadium for this day and age that hopefully will see us through for the next 30-40 years.
As in every year, from August the 5th to the 27th, Scottish bagpipe players and international military bands will march across the castle esplanade. And almost 9,000 spectators will be able to watch the proceedings from the new grandstand.